in D.C., lawmakers will hold the second impeachment hearing against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Republicans accuse Secretary Mayorkas of refusing to enforce the law along the border. For more on this, we're joined by Pinal County Sheriff in Arizona, Mark Lamb, who's also a Republican candidate for Arizona's 2024 Senate race. Sheriff, thanks for being with us this morning once again.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. So I wanted to start off with the fact that Republicans are blaming Secretary Mayorkas for refusing to enforce immigration laws. I guess my question is, how would removing him from office actually improve border security? Because would he not just immediately be replaced with another leader chosen by President Biden in the Senate?
Yeah, that's likely. Look, removing him, I'm not sure that's going to fix the situation, but you cannot put somebody in a place and not have him do his job and then not hold him accountable. His job is to secure and manage our borders. He has not done that. He is supposed to, under the Constitution, our United States government is supposed to keep us safe from any invasions. They have failed to do that. We were just down there. We're just hundreds of people flowing across our border here in Arizona every day, if not thousands. So he hasn't done his job. And you can't just say, well, it's not going to help, so we shouldn't hold them accountable. I like what they're doing. They need to hold them accountable and hopefully send a strong message to the next person that if you don't do your job, we're going to find somebody that will.
Yeah, and so just to clarify, you think this is more about sending a message than it is enacting actual change in the wake of his impeachment, were that to come to fruition?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change anything. And I don't know that it's more about sending a message. That's part of it. But it's about holding people accountable for not doing their job. And Biden hopefully will be held accountable this coming election cycle by not being reelected, because I think he is the real person to blame here. Mayorkas is just one of the bureaucrats under his administration.
I want to go back to yesterday really quick, too. As you know, congressional leaders met with President Biden at the White House on Wednesday to discuss the supplemental aid package. Of course, border security is part of that deal that's on the table here. The meeting didn't really seem to result in much change. At this point, what concessions do you think Republicans would be willing to make, if at all, to maybe meet somewhere in the middle, or is that completely off the table?
Well, whenever we talk in politics, I think Republicans and Democrats are both failing the American people. And, everybody points the finger at the other side. The Democrats will say it's the Republicans' fault because they didn't pass border security. The reality is they're not doing single issue issues. What they should do is say, we are going to fix the border. This is the funding we need to fix the border. This is what we need to do. That should be one issue, not lump it in with Ukraine or anything else. That's what continues to go on in Washington, D.C. And so if the Republicans don't vote for it because it also includes an aid package to Ukraine or whatever else that you have, then immediately they want to point the finger that they don't want to secure the border. I think that just needs to be a single issue. It's that important to America. Break it off on its own, and let's deal with the border individually.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.